Hey everybody, it's Talking Bullion and Mrs. Bullion and Mr. and Mrs. Stacking Prepping, everyone. And we have a special guest, Mr. Bullion, Mr. and Mrs. Bullion, and Mr. and Mrs. Stacking. Sorry, that was me.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I'm hearing myself.
And you warned us about it.
Yeah. So Mr. Zeke, we have Mr. Zeke with us, and he's actually the one who did design the Christmas bar that we're going to be giving away. So thank you, Mr. Zeke, for being with us today. So
thank you for having me.
So we got a whole bunch of people in the room right now. We got 8 watching, which is awesome. We got TJ Coins, Slow Stacker, Chris Award, Debbie, NATV, and Debbie. I don't know if I said Debbie, but we got a couple people in, so we're gonna wait a little bit more till we get some people in. But this is an honor having you on, Mr. Zeke. We were excited when you agreed to come on. Talking Bullion and I were very, very excited.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I love poured silver. In fact, that was one of our topics on Monday's episode. And just something about it that's really cool. We had a discussion about it the other day. So it's going to be interesting to hear your point of view. And Mrs. Talking Bullion, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Hanging in there?
Yes.
Is she behaving?
Well, sometimes.
Hey,
I'm going to tell on me today.
Not right before Christmas. Are you kidding?
I heard you were downstairs rapping. I hope that's one of those gifts for me. I love bows. So
yeah, but I meant she had a microphone in her hand, was spinning a LP backwards. She was rapping.
Oh no!
No. Not me.
How you doing, Miss S&P?
I'm doing good.
Hey, Mrs. S&P.
Very quiet today. She had a long day today.
I did.
Yeah, I had a long day at work too. So
TJ, your new logo is awesome.
TJ Coins.
TJ Coins.
A lot of these channels are new to me. These aren't channels I'm familiar with.
Hey, Yankee Stacking. Thanks for joining us.
Yankee's here. Oh, we're getting the gang. 14 people, so probably another minute and see if we can get anyone else in here.
Mel's Coin Corner. What's going on, Mel?
Hey, TJ, how did you make that coin anyways? Did you use a software or? He'll respond in a second.
Yeah, we got
a little bit behind.
A little bit of a delay there.
Oh yeah.
In the response. But,
yeah. I like the Stacking and Prepping logo. It's got a real vintage look to it.
Yeah, I told him the same thing. I like that one too, and it sticks out. And it's
I was debating on going back and forth when we first made it, but Yankees Stacking kind of gave us some tips. Hey, that's a good one. You should use that one. So
How did you come up with that design?
It's got that kind of old LP look to it.
Right, yeah.
Like you'd see in the center of a vinyl record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you said you went to a website to do that, right, Mr. Stacking and Prepping?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. That's great.
Really nice.
It's great that you can get that done on something like that.
Yeah, it's not easy to figure out how to make a logo. I mean, it's tough.
Hey, Raph. Hey, Todd Miller. How you guys doing tonight?
All right. So anyone who's new to the stream now, thank you so much for joining us on this special edition of Talking Bullion and Stacking and Prepping. So thank you very much for everyone for coming. If you just came on, we actually have our special guest, Mr. Zeke. If you don't know his channel, he actually does a lot of bar pouring. He's actually the one who poured the bar that we are giving away tonight, the Christmas special edition.
Which is awesome.
How are you?
How am I?
Yes.
I am blessed. I'm wonderful.
Awesome.
I'm honored to be here. This is I haven't been on a live chat in a while, and so
we're honored to have you. Thank you for joining us.
So
trying to figure out why the camera isn't focusing.
Yeah, it's popping up now. It looks clear.
Is it okay? I don't know if the lighting here is okay.
Hey, pre-33 collector.
Oh, Corn's here.
Corn, yep. How you doing, Corn?
We got 17 people. So, Mr. Zeke, I'm just going to ask you. So, I have some questions for you that Talking Bullion and I want to ask, but tell everyone what we're looking at on your screen.
All right. Well, getting into it. We have, I'll start from what would be, the right side to the left side. I have I'm into a lot of different things. I don't limit myself to one thing. So I have my grandfather's Hamilton automatic wristwatch.
Cool.
Nice.
I have my everyday carry, which is a Glock 43 that's been customized because as a former competitive shooter, none of my handguns are stock. They're all customized. I have an assortment of 1964 or older constitutional silver I have a tube of Morgans, a tube of Peace dollars. I've got tubes of Franklin's, Walking Liberties, Kennedy's. I've even got Barbers, quarters, dimes. Then I've got just a little assortment, just knickknacks that I've poured. I've been playing with portering, literally quarter-ounce pours, little tiny quarter-ounce pours. It's kind of a challenge in the pouring world. It's easy to pour a 5 or 10 ounce bar, but the steady hand and patience to pour a quarter-ounce piece is difficult. And so I've been playing with that. And then over here, I have just some generic vintage rounds. It took me 2 years to collect all 20 of these. These are the USS Constitution honest value never fails rounds.
Oh, I love those.
And they're, in my opinion, they're kind of sort of the first high relief round. See if I can get this to focus, because the ship really stands out off of the coin, or off of the round rather.
Yeah, so, I collect those as well. Those are awesome.
It literally, people don't want to let go of them, and so I have to wait till I get to a coin show to pick them up. And they're usually, funny part is they're in the junk bin. So I get them for $1 over spot when I can find them. So
Mr. Zeke, I wanted to ask you about your Glock 43 there. That's a 9mm, right?
Yes, it is.
It's the Glock 42. That's a 238.
Yeah, the Glock 42 is a 380.
Or a 380, yeah.
The Glock 43 is the 9. I try to standardize my ammo between 45 ACP, because that's what I competed with, and 9mm. And so, because I have a press at home that I can make my own ammo.
Wow.
I've got a SIG P938, which would be fairly equivalent to the Glock 43.
Yeah.
It's a nice small carry.
Yep. I work at a gold buying store, and so I carry, well, regardless of that, I carry everywhere I go. I have a 380 that I carry. I refer to the cartoon, the comic Archer. It's my underwear gun. And so, and then my Glock 43 is just my inside the waistband. And so, and then of course 45. I have a couple of 1911s that I built myself back in the days when I was really hot and heavy competing. And in fact, one of my videos, I did an entire video on Vera. For those of you who have ever watched the TV show Serenity, there's a clip in the one of the episodes where Jane introduces his rifle, and he has a name for it, and he named it Vera. And so I named my pistol that I took to nationals Vera, after Jane's rifle. And so I did an entire video just on Vera. She's a beauty. So, but that 43, that's my daily carry, and I haven't done much to it. I did a trigger job on it. I had the grip stippled. I'm running an extended a +2 magazine, so I've got 9 rounds in it. And I replaced the plastic, Austrian sights with steel sights. So, in case I ever have to rack the slide on my belt loop or something, I don't want the sight breaking off.
That's awesome. So awesome. I got a question for you, and I'm sure everyone that has seen your channel, how long have you been pouring?
I started pouring, oh boy, I want to say 2016, maybe 2015.
Wow, so you got some experience.
And when I started pouring, I went from pouring just a little bit to buying a furnace and all the silver I could get and pouring just nonstop. So, and it's funny because I get emails from time to time. People will email me a picture. Hey, Silver, I know Silver Wolverine. Silver Wolverine's here, and Kendall Kid.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
I'm just gonna really talk really quick to say hi to the new people who have come in. Corn's here, Silver Wolverine, Kendall Kid, Tony. Is there anyone else here I didn't get? Tony. So we got some good.
Yeah.
We have some really good power hitters in here right now. So awesome. Thank you guys. Zeke, if you can finish what you're saying, sorry.
Oh, I'm not sure what.
You were talking about when you started pouring.
Oh yeah. I went all in. I mean, I ended up with 3 furnaces. I built a pouring bench, and set up a buffing wheel, got a tumbler. I took I learned a lot from Bunker Bullion, Hi-Ho Silver. He's a friend of mine, and we talk every couple of months. And so he was really instrumental in he and Vulcan, 5, 6, 7, 8. They both kind of were early inspirations for the art of pouring versus just pouring bars and just selling bars. Trying to figure out where you sort of belong in the pouring world, because everyone's got their niche to fill. And so, I still can't seem to find that niche. I still just pour whatever I feel like pouring. And so, I wonder if I turn this light off. I installed some LED lights in the garage. I took down the old tube lights and I installed LED lights, and it seems to be washing out everything. I don't know. It's the camera. And I apologize for the mess.
Yeah, what's the advantage of the LED? Why did you switch? Was it because of more economical, brighter? Okay.
They're way brighter. I got on Amazon, and they have a 5-pack of 4-foot LED lights that you can string literally all 5 together, and they're tiny. They're very low profile. And so I took down the old fluorescent lights I had in my garage and put these up, and it's like daylight in here. It's crazy bright.
Cool.
And so but sometimes it's too bright according to the wife.
Yeah. Now, when you do your bar part, when you pour, where do you get your silver that you end up melting? Do you buy, the bars that you get free at spot? I mean, you get at spot. Like, where do you get your silver that you melt?
Most of it I get at work. It's all. I have poured shot, which I didn't really care for because I didn't like buying shot, and it seemed like I lost some of it. So most of what I pour starts life as private mint rounds or private mint bars. I did a series one time a few years back where I think I had 4 tubes of Canadian maples, and one of them was just milk spotted beyond belief. And so I melted that entire tube, 25 ounces, and poured them into 100-gram bars, I think they were, and did a special privy stamp of a maple leaf on them. So one of my friends at work, he was getting rid of his silver. He had some stuff he had to buy, and so he sold them to me at spot, and I thought, well, why not melt them? And so and that seemed to be kind of a big hit.
That's awesome. So what is your favorite thing to pour? Do you like making designs, or what's your favorite?
I don't really have one. It changes so often. For the longest time, just the basic Tree of Life round. It's about a 2.5 ounce graphite mold. That's the Tree of Life, which is everyone knows as my maker's mark. and I had a round made. I had a mold made of the Tree of Life, and I poured. I don't keep any records, so I don't know how many are out there, but I that for the longest time was my favorite. I loved it, and I poured them, and now it's like, I don't know, whatever strikes the mood. Like right now, I'm pouring these little 1/4 ounce rounds that then I stamp just because I can, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't really, I love pouring bars because there's so much that, you know, there's so much activity that takes place when the bars are poured as the silver is cooling. But, you know, I don't have a favorite.
Yeah. Do you stack gold or primary silver? Because there's no gold there, so I was wondering, do you collect any gold or?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing I don't stack are slabbed coins.
Okay.
I don't stack anything graded. And it's just, there's no particular reason. I've seen graded coins just blow up in value, and I think that's awesome. But I stack mostly, well, even my stacking is eclectic. I went on a run for about a year where I wanted to stack a tube from each country in the world. And so I have a tube of Philharmonics, a tube of Noah's Arks, I have a tube of Britannias, I have a tube of Maples, I have a tube of Eagles. I was going around the world, not literally, but I wanted to have a tube of each country's bullion coin. And so I did that.
Thing to do, yeah.
And now I have all that, and it's kind of neat. And I've moved on to vintage stuff. So, you know, I'm stacking vintage Engelhard 1 ounce bars, stuff like that, you know, is slowly going away. And so, you know, they're becoming harder and harder to find. I do have a collection of community poured silver. I have a box that has about, I'd say maybe 100 ounces of pours of other hand pours. You know, I have one of my first pieces was a hi-ho piece, and my second piece was a Vulcan piece. And I try to support other pours, especially when they're starting out, because people supported me, and so I'm going to mute myself for a second because Mr. Zeke just got home, and the garage door makes a lot of noise. So hang on just a second.
Okay, well that's good. We can we can fill some space here.
Wait, Talking Bill, you want to say you've been watching the chat more? Can you announce the people who have come in recently?
Yeah. Big Bank, Low Bank. How you doing? Thanks for joining us, Ben Frank. Thank you for coming aboard and listening to us. Full Push Metals. Welcome. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Todd Miller, how you doing? TB, I'm 52. Okay, awesome. We said hi.
26 people on that is awesome on a Thursday. That's a good stream.
Yeah, so I said hi to Rafe and David Carlisle. You snuck in there. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. Said hi to Corn. So yeah, appreciate you guys joining us. We are going to have some gauze tonight, and we have a really nice, grand prize to give away. So those should be coming momentarily. So, and Tony, I think we said hi to Tony already, but Tony, how you doing? Thanks for engaging and chatting with us. We appreciate it.
Oh,
Lincoln
we got
DMZ.
Oh, look at that. Got another one. I wonder if he's coming back yet. All right, why don't we talk about the GAW while he has us muted? So, if all you guys have watched the last couple chats, live streams between Talking Bullion and Stacking and Prepping on Mondays, we have talked about there's going to be 4 GAWs tonight. There's going to be one, which is our special guest, Mr. Zeke poured. It's a Christmas edition. We will be giving that away. And we'll be giving 3 copper Christmas rounds. So there's a total of 4 GAWs tonight, which is I think, awesome to celebrate the holidays.
Yes, yes.
So let's see if he's back yet. I don't think he's back yet.
Well, what a great concept he had of collecting basically around the world.
Yeah, that was a really cool idea.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I've never thought of doing.
Yeah, I've been collecting the North American. I've been collecting, Canadian Maple Leafs, American Silver Eagles, and Libertads. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, having a tube from around the world, that's a great idea. It gives you something to work towards.
I just want to ask, because I know Talking Bullion, you got $20 face on that deal AppMax had, eBay had with that 15% off. Does anyone in the live stream take advantage of that deal also? Unfortunately, me and Mrs. S&P couldn't, unfortunately, take advantage of it. But I want to see how many people were able to take advantage of it. And what did you buy?
Yeah, somebody commented about it a few minutes ago about getting that 15% off. I know that eBay's also had eBay bucks going on in the last couple of days. I didn't get the offer, but
yeah, they have 8 and 10%, I think.
Yeah, depends on whether you do it online or through their app. So yeah, it doesn't look like anybody took advantage of it.
Yeah, I guess
I'll tell you, got a great deal. In fact, I just got those in the mail today and did a video on them.
Oh, you did?
And, oh yeah, that's paid like I think $87 a roll for them or something. Worked out to $13.40 an ounce.
What do they end up sending? What do they end up saying? Do they send you quarters or?
Yep, it was 2 rolls of quarters, which is fine with me. Got to get that quarter box.
You're trying to build anyway, so.
Yeah, it's harder to build the quarter box. It seems to take a lot longer to get that going. So, yeah, I was glad to get them, and they were all in pretty good shape. A couple slickers, but.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like too many people took advantage of that. I wish I could have. I honestly wanted to get some stuff, but I wasn't able to.
Christmas and everything.
Oh, Tony got some.
$50 face. Well, Tony, nice job.
Wow.
You got a great deal. You saved a ton of money.
I wonder how he got the 10% on top of the 15. That's awesome. Come on, Yankee Stacking had to have got something.
No, Yankee likes to go to the shop and pick them out. He doesn't like to take the risk on those coins in the mail.
Yeah, I very rarely get good ones from AppMax. The way I made out is if I go to the local coin shop. That's the only time I seem to do well.
Hey, Dime Digger, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
All right, so I guess we'll start on to the next thing. I don't know.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Mr. Z.
We had to unload the car.
Oh, that's nice of you.
The wife went grocery shopping. She's making some chicken enchilada casserole for me to take to work tomorrow. So
awesome.
I felt sort of obligated to help unload the car.
Yes, if you want lunch tomorrow, you may want to help.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just one last question for you before we move on. Do you have a weekly / monthly budget for, metals, whether it's gold or silver?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I have a question for you too, Mr. Zeke. You said you're from Michigan. I'm from Michigan as well. You don't have to tell us what city, but what part of Michigan are you from?
Flint.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell. Really, we're only about 20 miles from Flint.
Well, I actually so early in life we moved around a lot, and then when mom and dad got divorced and dad left, we ended up with my mom's family in Flint, right at, and this will ring true for you, right at Dorton Court.
Yeah.
And then when mom got remarried, we moved to Lake Fenton, so just south of Flint. And I spent most of my, from about age 13 to leaving for college in Lake Fenton. And then I left for Illinois, and I had to learn to rephrase this because I used to tell people I did 2 years in Illinois and it didn't sound right. And because I did 2 years of college in Illinois, but when I told people I did 2 years in Illinois, it sounded sort of bad. And so I spent 2 years in Illinois at a university, and then finished my degree, a double major history and philosophy here in Oklahoma City. And and then I joined the Army. I did 4 years in the Army, and then got out in '03. And when we lived in Europe. And so when we got out, we came back to Oklahoma, and I'm not sure why, but that's where we ended up. So,
yeah, well, first, I do want to say thank you for serving our country.
Yes,
oh, it was my pleasure. It was a hoot. It was certainly an eye-opening and enlightening experience.
That's awesome. Now, I have one question, because I was asking about the budget thing, but then my connection went bad. So I know you said you budget. I didn't know if you respond. What is it like? Do you guys have a certain amount? Like, for example, me and the missus, we have agreed to like 20 ounces a month. Do you and your wife have some type of, amount that, or as many things that you can buy, or are you guys kind of,
Okay, so I'm gonna answer 2 questions. Yankee Stacking in the side chat has asked a question several times, and I'm gonna hit that one first.
Go ahead.
He says, Mr. Zeke question, one of your videos talks about finally having time to get to your pour bench. Do you struggle to find time to pour? Yes, absolutely. I did not used to, because pouring was my life. It's all I did when I wasn't at work. And so I would come home from work, and the job I had at the time, I was a manager at a gun range. And so I got off about 5 o'clock. I would come home, I would eat dinner, and then I would immediately just pour until I went to bed. And then last year I had pretty much the worst heart attack you can have at age 41. I had the LAD, what they call the Widowmaker. And it sort of changed my perspective on my priorities and my time. And so, and at the time, I then changed jobs. And the job I have now, I don't get out of work until 6 o'clock. And with anyone who's had a heart attack, they put you on a whole slew of medications. And so now I'm in bed by about 10:30. And so I have really from 6 o'clock to 10:30 to eat dinner and then decide what I want to do with my time. And so pouring has kind of taken I don't want to say a back seat, but and I'm just going to come out with this, and if anyone's offended, that that's on you. I certainly don't mean to offend anybody, but part of the experience of going through that realization of my mortality was getting back to my roots. And I was raised in the church, and so I had sort of walked away from that for probably 10 or 15 years, and I got back to that. So now I divide my time between getting back to my roots of regaining that relationship with my maker, as well as pouring silver. As anybody who's ever asked me what the tree of life means, to me, why I chose the tree of life as my maker's mark, it was, there was a meaning behind it because of my religious upbringing. The tree of life played a very instrumental role in my mindset, and that's why it's on every piece I poured. So I do have very limited time. I may have an hour or an hour and a half a night if I decide to pour. Usually most of my pouring is done on the weekends, because on Saturdays I get off. We get off work at about 2, and so that's why I don't pour near as much as I used to. That's why I'm not pouring 60 ounces a week. I'm pouring maybe 60 ounces a month on a big month.
Yeah.
But I'm very limited as to, and really my desire to pour has changed. I don't want to mass produce. Now I want to pour the things that I want to pour, not what the masses say, hey, I want to order 25 5-ounce, Mr. Zeke bars, and then I feel obligated to produce 25 5-ounce. I don't ever want to pour under obligation. I want to pour because I want to pour.
Right. Yeah, that makes
and if
sense.
I don't want to pour, then I'm gonna not pour. And so, but to answer, so that answers that question. I didn't want to ignore that side chat because that side chat's very important. I like the interaction there.
For sure.
That balance in for work life is really important, and unfortunately, it often takes one of those events, life events, to help us wake up to the fact that we have other priorities in life, and
we have
family, and
we have finite time. Time is, and that's one thing that is very important. And that's I was talking in the pre-chat about talking to another pourer that everything in life you can always get more of. I've had jobs where I made 6 figures a year, and I don't make that anymore because I changed jobs. But you can always make more money. You can always get more things. You can always go more places, but you can never get more time.
Yep. Very true.
And so maybe that's part of my philosophy degree coming out in me, but you only have so much time. And so you have to really decide what you want to do with that limited time that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result, and that kind of goes back to the philosophy of stacking. I stack not for myself, but I stack for my children, my 2 sons. I stack for emergencies. I had a family member who is very close to graduating from college, but was very short on funds. He's worked very hard. He's had some major obstacles. And so to answer a question that was asked earlier, do I stack gold? Yes, I stack gold. I don't stack as much gold as silver because silver is much more, it's easier for me to acquire. But I sold the majority of my stack so that he could finish his schooling and get ahead in life. And so, I'm back down to a very small gold stack. And he intends on repaying it. And whether he does or not, it doesn't matter to me because I had the wherewithal to help one of my family members, succeed in life. And so that was, I knew that, I stack for a reason. And the reason isn't always evident to me at the time I'm stacking, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But then the opportunity for me to help one of my siblings, I'm the oldest, and the opportunity for me to help one of my siblings came along, and I have this metal in my safe, and it's just sitting there. Or I could help him and his family get ahead in life and succeed. For me, it was a no-brainer.
Wow, that's definitely amazing for you, to have that perspective. That's definitely you're definitely a family man.
I haven't always been.
We all change over time, right? As we get older.
We do, and we do all change. Now, going back to the question of a budget, that's a very, very, very important, because there were times when I would literally sacrifice the money that should have been paid towards debt, or money that should have been paid towards something that was much more important than stacking, just so I could get that next tube of $50 or that next 10th ounce gold coin. And so now basically what I do is it's $50 a week. Whatever that gets me, wherever spot is, it doesn't matter. It's $50 a week. And so, hey, the alarm just went off on my phone. I'm supposed to be on a live chat tonight.
Now, I didn't get it earlier.
I think you set that phone.
Yeah, set that alarm, right?
Yep. All right. Well, I have a question before I forget, because this question is popping up. Kendall Kid wants to know: do you cherry pick coins you buy at the store or the store buys?
I can't. And the reason why is I would never have a paycheck.
Yeah.
Good point.
I literally bought 1,000 ounces of silver from a guy yesterday at work.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
From 1 ounce bars all the way up to 10 ounce stackers. And I have to, it's kind of like when I was working at the gun range, you know, reps were constantly coming in with the latest and greatest and newest firearms, and they were wanting me to buy it because I was a competitive shooter, and B, everyone at work, you know, it's very difficult to make the next statement without sounding like bragging, but a very accomplished competitive shooter. And so, you know, they always wanted me to be using their equipment. And so if I had given into every rep that came in with a new pistol or a new mag pouch or a new ammo, then I never would have brought home a paycheck. So there have been some times when the boss, you know, a coin will come in. And for instance, when you talk gold, my favorite gold coin is the Swiss Helvetica, the 20 franc Swiss Helvetica. I love it. To me, it's just a work of art. And you know, every time they come in, which they come in once in a while, he'll put it back because he knows I love them. And I finally had to tell him, I said, man, you got to stop putting those back. I can't buy them all. And so, but $50 a week. And so essentially, if I'm on a gold kick, that means I get a 1/10 ounce gold eagle every, you know, 2.5 weeks, or I get, you know, however much silver, wherever silver spot's at, you know, I get that much silver. Now I have a separate budget for coin roll hunting. I coin roll hunt $50. I do probably 3 $500 boxes a week. And I have this money in an account, a bank account, but it never diminishes. All of the $50 tubes you see here in my stack, let me move these out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So $80 in face value of $50. I found every single one of those coin roll hunting.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
Those cost me 50 cents a piece.
Right.
Wow.
So did you say that you keep your budget separate in a separate bank account for the silver, or was that just for the coin roll hunting?
Just coin roll hunting. I've never, and this is a you know, everyone has a different view of this. My wife and I have been married 22 years, and we have never had separate bank accounts in our entire life. In fact, we had the same bank account when we were dating, because her checks were from out of state and she had nowhere to cash them. So I put her on my account, and that we kind of knew that we were going to get married. It was kind of a done deal. You know, she was, you know, I caught her at a moment of weakness. And so, yeah, she sort of fell for me, and I was head over heels for her. So I would have done anything for her. So putting her on my bank account was that was small change. And so that way she could cash her paychecks. And so we've never had separate accounts. So this is the first time in 22 years we've ever had separate accounts. And I have 2 bank accounts, and anyone who's interested in coin roll hunting, I'm going to give you a tutorial real quickly on how to coin roll hunt. All right. If that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Okay.
Love to hear it.
So first off, the idea behind coin roll hunting is the fact that there is still silver coinage, 90% and 40% coinage in circulation. People don't believe you, but there is, as proof of the, you know, $80 in face value I have right there that I found.
I don't know. The last several boxes I went through, I haven't found anything. There's so many people coin roll hunting nowadays. You know.
So that's very true. Now there are some tips that I can give: have a pickup bank and you have to have a dump bank, and they need to be separate banks. You never dump where you pick up, because you're going to end up getting the same coins over and over.
Oh, that's I was going to ask you how people do that. So do you call the bank first and order it?
Okay, so I don't even have to do that for probably 3 years. I have a standing order of 4 boxes a week. And so I get 2 at the beginning of the week and 2 at the end of the week. And I've actually backed off to just 3 boxes a week now. But I have a separate bank that uses a separate coin service. So my pickup bank uses, I think they use Brinks, and my dump bank uses a coin service out of another state. So I never see the coins I go through again.
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
wow.
So if you are coin roll hunting and you're coin roll hunting from a bank that uses Brinks for their coin service, and you're dumping at a bank that uses Brinks, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see
coins.
You're going to coin roll hunt against yourself.
So Mr. Zeke, I always wondered if do you think these places like Brinks, and you don't think that they're pulling the silver out themselves? I mean, why wouldn't they?
They can't.
Really?
They can't. They can't do it. I've actually talked to several people who work for those companies, and the sheer volume of coinage they go through, they cannot calibrate their machines to dump the silver separate from the copper nickel. That's kind
of funny though, because it seems like the Coinstar machines dump the silver, like it doesn't recognize it as like real.
Yes, yeah. They did a thing to be able to buy bags off of, and the number of banks that will let you buy $half boxes is diminishing. I went to probably our family bank that we bank team won't order you boxes, and B, we won't let you buy the bag off of our machine because it wouldn't dump silver. It would take silver. And I went all the way up the food chain to their corporate office. Money we've run through their bank, and how long we've been banking, and how many different cars we financed through them, and it didn't matter. Their excuse to me was, well, A, it's more work on our tellers, which was how to carry the bag out of the bank. B, they told me that they couldn't tell who got what bag. You know, there's so many people asking for bags that, you know, we would upset customers because, you know, and I'm like, well, that's easy. You know, you show up the day that your coin service shows up and you buy the bag off the machine. And I know this because the bank that I pick up my halves from has no problem pulling bags off of their machines. I've literally bought $30 off of their machine, and they don't care. And so, you know, it's just an excuse to not have to deal with a hassle. So when I started coin roll hunting, which is actually what got me into all of this to begin with, I started as a simple coin roll hunter. Am I breaking up? Yankee Stack as I'm breaking
earlier.
Once in a while, but you're okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's internet speed, I'm sure. It's router, but I've also got two sons that, you know, 16 and 21, and
they're gaming.
Yeah, I'm sure they're either streaming video or they're gaming. So, but
so one more question there, Mr. Zeke. Do you think it's better silver out of a bank or credit union, or you don't think it really matters which one you go to?
I don't know, actually, because our family accounts for credit union, and I pick up my boxes from a bank, so I really don't know.
Okay, I'm just curious if you
have an answer for that.
I have an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I know that the second biggest score I've ever hit was in a small town bank. And I pulled up to the window and I said, I'd like to buy, if you have any half dollars, I'd like to buy, you know, some half dollars from you. And she said, well, I think I've got 10 or 11 here in my stack. And I said, in my drawer. And I said, well, I'll take any you got. And the head teller came to the window and she said, did I hear you say you wanted to buy half dollars? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, how many do you want? And I said, I'll take all you've got. And she said, let me go back. And she said, well, I've got $350 worth in the vault. And I said, wow. They were all customer wrapped rolls. She said they'd been in there for 20 years.
Oh my God.
I pulled so many Franklins and Walkers out of those rolls. It was crazy.
Wow. So how many did you end up picking out, you think?
I out of 350, I think I got $75 and 90%.
Wow.
I'm sorry, not $75, 75 90 percenters and about 60 40 percenters.
Wow, that is amazing.
And that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize is, and I did, that's not my greatest score ever. My greatest score ever, if you go back in my videos, I did a live coin roll hunt one time, and I pulled out 175 40 percenters out of one box.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Somebody dumped somebody's inheritance.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, and you know, the younger generations, they don't know that it's silver. And the biggest thing is most people don't know that from 1965 to 1970, they were 40% silver.
Yep.
They think that in 1964, all silver coins stopped being made. So if you get a 1967 half dollar, that's 40% silver.
Yep.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. Like, we were thinking about doing coin roll searching, but, you know, I think now you just made some, now it makes us want to definitely do it. That's crazy.
So what, when you take them back to the bank, I mean, I always, when I coin roll hunt it, I had a lot of time because I want to put the 50-cent pieces back in the original roll so I can take them back because I don't want to just take them back as in a bag. I mean, how do you take them back to the bank? Do you just take them loosely?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's the other half of the equation. So you get yourself a bank that's willing to order halves, and you make them a promise you'll never bring them back.
That's a good thing, I guess.
I'm serious. You go to the head teller and you say, I'd like to open a checking account, and I'd like to order half dollars. Can you do that? And they'll either tell you yes or no.
Now, do you have to pay any fees when stuff's ordered? I don't know. I've never done this, so.
Some banks
don't charge you.
Yeah, some banks will charge you, like $3 a box.
My bank doesn't charge me anything.
Serious. You find 90% half dollar you paid for that box.
Yeah. Awesome. That is amazing. Everyone in the chat room is like speechless with everything you just said.
Yeah, I got a question, Mr. Zeke, if we can go back for a minute. So you had said that, I think yesterday you bought 1,000 ounces of silver. And my question is, that person that brought that in, I'm just kind of curious, was it somebody down on their luck? Was it a dealer? I'm just kind of curious who walks in with 1,000 ounces of silver to sell.
I don't ask.
You know, so you're not really sure what their situation is, and frankly, you don't really care, right?
Nope, don't ask. That's the beauty of precious metals is, it's one of those things that we all have our own reasons for doing it, and when we dump it for different reasons. And Monkey Swag, I don't know if many of you guys know Monkey Swag 96. He lives here locally.
Yeah.
He was on that live coin roll hunt, and I actually found a commemorative. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it was. It was one of the 1929 or one of those commemorative half dollars. Like the it's in one of my book. The Washington Carver commemorative half dollars. That was one of the ones I found in that dump. Oh, it was a Stone Mountain. There he is. He's in the side chat. It was a 1925 Stone Mountain $50. That was in the box. Yeah, you don't ask. I mean, if they want to volunteer, you know, and people do it all the time. They do it for different reasons. They want to buy a new car. They're doing a house edition, you know, or something, their car blew up and they need a car. And so, you know, you just learn that everybody has their own reasons. It's like, why did I, you know, get rid of all my gold? Well, I had my reasons for it. So, but getting back to the coin roll hunting, there's a second half to the equation, and this is the critical half. This will make or break your coin roll hunting experience. You have to open an account at another bank that uses a different coin service. And you have to be 100%. Hi-Ho Silver's in the house. Look at that.
Hey, hi-ho.
I just watched his video today. He sold off some gold while gold was up today.
I watched that too.
That second bank that you go into that's going to be your dump bank, you have to be 100% honest with them why you're opening the account. Because if you open that account under false pretenses, you just tell them, hey, I need another bank account. And then you start showing up with 25-pound bags of $50 3 or 4 times a week, you're going to make them mad real quick.
Oh, yeah. That was
So when I picked the dump bank, I went in and I asked to speak to the head teller. And I sat down with her and I said, I'd like to open an account, and here's why. I collect coins and I go through about 4 boxes. I think I was doing 6 boxes a week back then. I go through 6 boxes a week, and I'm looking for a bank that, you know, won't charge me and doesn't mind me bringing that much coinage in and won't charge me 2% or 5% or whatever. Dump it. And she was perfectly content with it. Now, I pay, I think, $7 a month for that account. And they have never given me grief about dumping coins in the 2 years I've been dumping coins there.
Oh, wow.
Because I was completely upfront with them right from the get-go. And
it's a great idea to let them know up front and to make sure that the bank that you're working with is going to be okay with that process. And the fact that you can save time and not have to re-roll all those coins.
Yeah.
It has to be huge.
So when you say dump, do you take them in and dump them into a machine? Do you take them in a box and say, here you go, this is how many I have? Or
I went to Harbor Freight and bought those black cotton tool bags. And that's what I put them in, and I literally pass them through the commercial drawer. With
they just believe you if you say you have $500?
Oh, they run them through the machine.
Oh, they run them through a machine?
Yeah, and then I come back the next day and pick the empty bags up.
Okay, gotcha.
But sometimes my count's been off, and sometimes, but you find the craziest things. I mean, like I found pesos.
Yeah, you do find crazy things in there.
I got home and I noticed there was a bulge in the top of one of my boxes, and I opened it up and there was a roll of dollars in there instead of halves.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, right? I was like, I already made money.
That's awesome. This was so great you talked about this, because I think a lot of people in the chat probably got some great information. I know we just got such a great information on this. I mean, most definitely. We were looking to go into it, but now you kind of just basically told us completely how to do it right from the get-go. So, Mr. Zeke, I learned
now
so much.
Here is the other side to this.
There's always another side.
Right? There's always a but.
Yeah.
Here is the but. I have literally gone 26 boxes straight without finding a single silver coin.
Yeah, I mean, the last several I went through, I haven't found any either.
Right now, I think I'm on an 8-box skunk run. So you have to, this is an exercise in patience and commitment.
Yeah, I don't have that.
All right, he's out. Quick, he's back out.
Mrs. S&P better get him in line.
She just looked at me and said, "You don't have patience."
But
you can open this when I'm not home.
But it's exciting when you find one, though, isn't it, Mr. Zeke? It's really exciting when you find one.
the first time you crack open that box and you see 5 or 6 enders,
Oh yeah,
silver just staring up at you, you can't wait to get home to start
oh yeah, that's really cool.
rolling stuff.
So, when you see that, are you drooling all the way home? Because I know I would be.
No, I'm unrolling all the way home.
Yeah, I usually don't wait till I get out of my car. I bought $300 worth at a bank the other day, and I sat right in the Tim Hortons parking lot and unrolled them right there and took them back to different banks to dump them.
The excitement, I mean, you're just bubbling over. You're like, I just beat the system. I paid 50 cents a piece for these.
Yeah,
That's
what
amazing.
you have to do is pull one of your clad, a couple extra ones you have laying around, and just replace it and take it back.
That's it, man. That's it. I mean, it's hilarious.
That's
You're
great.
like, somebody threw this in, in their change and threw it in the bank. And I just got when Spot was $18 or $19, and I'm pulling 90 percenters and I'm paying 50 cents a piece for them.
Wow, yeah.
Or the first time you pull a 1917 Walker out of a box,
Oh yeah,
you're on cloud 9 because you beat the system. And
That's
so, amazing. and here's the other part to it is I don't stack the 40 percenters. The 40 percenters bought all of these quarters and dimes. 40 percenters. See, Hi Ho Silver knows it. You make at least $1 an hour coin roll hunting.
there you go.
Hey, that's not even minimum wage.
I love him. I love him like a brother.
I was I got laid off back in 2011 when everybody else got laid off, and I started coin roll hunting back then. But I had no idea how big it was. It is on YouTube. Had I had the foresight back then to throw up a camera and watch me do it, and how they're doing it today on YouTube, boy, I tell you, I'd be 7 years into it and probably living on an island somewhere. I'm just saying.
It really is a lot of fun, and it's a roller coaster ride. I mean, imagine when I was on box 26 and I still hadn't found anything. If I'd have just said I'm done and never bought box 27. And box 27, I remember very distinctly, I pulled 47 40 percenters out of that box.
Wow.
But what if I'd have quit?
Exactly, yeah.
It's something if you enjoy doing.
Yeah,
if it's something that you enjoy doing, it's kind of like fishing where you're sitting there waiting but all of a sudden there comes the
that
fish
big old bass bites.
I think I'm finding my new thing instead of golfing.
Might make some money instead of spend it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, and the beauty of it
We
is,
heard you, Mrs. S&P.
if you do it right, if you do it right and you're smart about it, you don't lose money.
That's right. Yep.
You just keep reusing that. Say, like I have $1,000, and all that money is set aside just to coin roll hunt.
That's a really good idea to do. That's really good.
And also works, it doubles as your emergency fund too. So there you go.
Exactly. And so I've been coin roll hunting on that same $1,000 now for probably 2.5 years, 3 years. And so, oh, I'm sorry, except for this $80.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's $80 in face value, right? So
Yeah,
that's got some good silver value to it.
yeah. So, that's just, Hi-Ho said he literally went to the bank with a hand truck. That guy. Oh my gosh. That's funny. No, that's how I got into silver in the first place. My boss told me at the time I was working at the range, and he told me that he metal detects, but he said, he used to coin roll hunt. And I was like, coin roll hunt? What are you even talking about? But I had read some books by Rawls. What's his name? John Wesley Rawls. He wrote a series of books about what he called the crunch, patriots, and he's got a whole series of books about it's sort of a, I don't want to say apocalyptic, but it's, the dollar suddenly devaluates like it did in Venezuela, and that kind of opened my eyes to what would happen if something like that happened. Where would I be? How would I be set? And there's several mentions in the books about using bartering with this kind of silver. And it's interesting because in all of the books that I've read about that kind of genre, I never hear them bartering with 1 ounce Atmex bars of silver. Always quarters or dimes or half dollars, that kind of stuff. And so I find that, or bartering with lead. So there's always that side.
Awesome. So you just gave us so much information. So, but we got to give something away now. So
hey, awesome.
All right. All right. So we're giving away a special bar, and it's actually poured by Mr. Zeke. If you're not part of his channel, please subscribe. He does a lot of pouring if you haven't been here this whole time. So we are going to give away the bar, and it's number 3. How many did you make?
I ended up making 26 or 27.
All right. So, guys, this is number 3, and it's awesome. It comes with its own card, and it comes in a felt red pouch. So this is very well done. So we are going to find out. We have a question we're going to ask and see if anyone can get this. So, Mr. Zeke, you ready to see who wins your bar?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right. So the question is, how many ounces of silver is in a dime roll of pre-1965 90%? Go.
Am I answering this? I'm not.
No. This is for the giveaway.
Okay, because I'd be shanked.
Yeah, the question was, how many ounces of silver are in a roll of dimes?
I think I can figure that one out.
Yep.
Have you seen it yet, TB? It's moving too quick for my eyes.
It depends on how specific to what decimal point you want to be, but I haven't seen exactly.
Just round it down, I guess.
So.
I mean, round it up. Did we get anyone that's
yeah. Here, I'll send it over to you. See what you think.
Okay.
But, close.
Yep, that's fine. So who said it?
Looks like Silver Leprechaun was pretty close. Close enough. Rounding. Right. Congratulations, Silver Leprechaun. That's awesome.
All right, we still have three more giveaways, so you can still win something.
So, like, my first thought was 7.15, like Lincoln said, but the 7.15 was for $10. A roll of dimes only $5, so it'd be half of that.
Awesome. So make sure you send your information to stackingandprepping@gmail.com with your information, so we can make sure we get that out to you. Hopefully in the next couple of days. So you won't have it for Christmas, but we'll do our best to get to you as soon as possible. All right. So now that we had that, we are going to move on to the next thing. Talking bullion. Do you want to talk about the monetizing?
Yeah, I mean, if people want to hang on, we're past our time. So I guess let's do a quick little survey. The type of 1, if you'd like us to keep going, or type of 2 if it's bedtime, I guess, because we want to respect people's time. So we don't want to just keep going on if you guys are wanting to cash it in. Got a smiley from Nadia. Time Digger, he's ready to keep it rolling. Yankee likes it. All right.
All right, let's keep going, TB.
All right, let's keep going. Yeah, well, we'll speed her up a little bit. So I want to bring up a topic tonight for monetizing. So I hear a lot of negativity out there about monetizing on the YouTube channels, and I'm kind of wondering why. So, monetizing comes in, a lot of different forms. People selling their bars are certainly monetizing. You see that a lot. There's YouTube ads, there's affiliate sales, there's sell product, but why is it negative if people are trying to do things to support a channel? So, I just sent out between my 500 giveaway. I had 5 prizes there, and a couple from last week's live stream. I just sent out 7 packages. So between the silver and the shipping, quite a bit of money, and that's not a complaint at all. I'm glad I'm supporting my channel and doing things I can to promote my channel. But it sure would be nice to kind of make some of that back up and be able to buy different things. So I'm just wondering if you guys have any thoughts and what you don't like about monetizing. And I'm an affiliate for a product, a pretty cool product, but I hesitate to put a link on there. But if you're going to buy the product anyway, why not use my link and get me a couple of percentage points out of it? So I'm just kind of wanting to know, thumbs up, thumbs down on the monetizing. What do you guys think?
What do you mean by monetizing?
So like getting money. So I don't know, Mr. Zeke, if you run ads on, you have a couple thousand followers, I don't know, subscribers, but so you can run YouTube ads. That's monetized. You get money for running those ads, right?
Right. I've done that.
Some people hate that. But for me, when I go to one of the channels that I subscribe to and there's an ad running, I usually watch it because I'm trying to support that channel. And one way I can do that is watch the ad so they can get, I understand it's probably just a few cents, but it adds up.
Yeah, I stopped doing it. I did it for a while. And I mean, they paid me, I think it was over the course, it was like $185. And I got that.
For how much time?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I honestly don't even know. I just, all of a sudden there was a deposit in my account, and I just got, I honestly, I just got tired of monetizing. So I stopped, and I don't have a reason for not doing it. But I did get several comments on several videos that people were like, finally a video with no ads.
Right. And that's what I find too. But, Mr. Zeke, you're kind of unique in the way that you can, sell your bars. And I know you're not making a ton of money off them, but it can help support what you're doing. But a lot of people like me, I don't really have something like that I can sell. So you're buying a lot of silver and gold and stuff. And, we're doing it as part of our, strategies. But again, just paying for, having something to pay for the shipping alone, like Yankee was talking about, it would be fantastic. And you're right. I mean, people don't like commercials. I mute a commercial every time it comes on TV. I do not like commercials, but and I get it that other people want to watch your videos uninterrupted. But at some point, we got to find, some way to help us out at least a little bit.
Right. I guess in some aspect, my reasons for doing the videos, the selling of the pours was sort of a byproduct of, I was going to do the videos regardless.
Right.
I was going to do the videos because for me it was therapy. It was relaxation. So I did it, and the interest in the bars kind of came secondary, or the interest in the pours kind of was a secondary byproduct of just sharing the enthusiasm I had for playing with metal at 2,000 degrees, which doesn't sound very smart when you say it like that, but with nothing between you and that but leather gloves. And so the monetizing of videos for me came probably 2 years into it. And then someone was like, why aren't you monetizing? You could be making, lots of money. And I was like, why am I not monetizing? I could be retired by now. And then I got that $180 check, and I was like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done. But
So,
I
yeah,
know channels that do monetize, and I don't have anything against them. I mean, I'll either watch the ad or I'll skip the ad, you know, and either way, you know, I'm there for the content. And so, you know, but it really, I don't know, if people get frustrated over an ad, I mean,
you can skip them after a couple seconds. So,
good grief. I mean,
so Kendall Kid, you commented about you'd send $1 not to run the ad. Okay, so you don't want to watch the ad, but would you have a problem with them having a merchandise listed below the a coffee cup or a shirt merchandise below the video, or affiliate links like click here, and then if you're going to buy this so I can get some credit? Well, does that turn you off as well, or are you okay with that? You just don't like the ads? I'm just kind of curious on what are you tolerant to some of it, or you just don't like any of it? And I find that with a lot of people. A lot of people I've heard don't like to see merchandising on there or affiliate links, even though some of the big channels we do watch do have affiliate links on there, and they're honest about saying, hey, click here and you can get some money through Amazon. So
yeah, and personally, I don't like it when if there's a lot of ads where somebody's talking and there's an interrupt, and it's hard to follow the train of thought. To me, that's a little excessive, but other than that, personally, I think that, a few ads are okay. It's just when they get excessive that it really becomes, time to hit the skip button or go to another channel.
Yeah, I know you're kidding, Kendall Kid. I was just kind of curious on, if you don't like ads, that's cool. I was just kind of curious if you're tolerant to any of the other stuff or if that turns you off as well.
The one that really gets me, and this confuses me, are the super chats. Where have you guys ever seen those super chats where people literally?
Yep, you can add money or you can give them money.
It's basically you ask a question, you put it in there, and then they answer your question because it stands out. You gave them money. Yeah, people just giving money during a chat to the person hosting the chat. That blew me away the first time I saw it. I was like, what does that mean?
It did me too. I was watching one, someone gave him $20. I'm like, $20, and I seen someone gave him $50 and someone gave him $99. I'm like, what the heck? How do I get in on this?
What is that? And then somebody was like, it's a super chat. They can donate money towards the person doing the live chat. And I was like, what do you mean donate? You mean they literally just gave him $10?
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get in on that racket.
We all do.
All of a sudden YouTube would be full of super chats, but it's amazing. But you're also probably talking about people with tens of thousands of subscribers, and so
hey, you got over 2K, so that's awesome.
I don't know how. I honestly I don't know how.
Because watching you pour is cool.
Yeah,
I watched you pour that 3-ounce cross today, and I thought that was really cool. I just get a kick out of that stuff.
You have so much content, I can't even get through it all. That's how much there is. I mean, you have more content than most channels, so
I need more of those crosses. I really enjoy pouring those, and I was thinking about that the other day, that I was going to pour. There's a larger one and a smaller one, and I think I'm going to pour some more of those smaller ones.
Yeah, that would be good.
Just after Christmas time. So I like them. I really like the way they come out. They're a little difficult to pour because they are Delft clay. They're not a graphite mold, but I really feel a connection to them. And so, in fact, I've got them right. I've got the push molds right here, and so
that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And I've been very, very blessed. I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of support. I've had a lot of people that have been with my channel from the very beginning, and I've made some tremendous friends all over the world. There's friends that don't even post videos anymore that I still talk to. It's a really interesting, diverse, and wonderful community, the precious metals community, and there are turds out there. I mean, seriously, we can't. Any community's got turds in it, and you just learn to live with them. And I've been fortunate. I don't get heckled. I don't really get. I'm sure that somewhere there's comments that were meant to be derogatory, but I don't see them as derogatory. So but I also don't have 50,000 or 75,000 subscribers, and there's a very small base. It's funny, people look at a channel and they go, well, man, you've got 2,500 subscribers, but then you look at the average number of views on your videos and you look at the average number of comments, and it doesn't reflect the number of subscribers. If you go back and you look at my videos, I average probably between 200 and 300, views.
Right.
And I've got 20 some hundred subscribers. And
yeah,
it's like,
right.
So I figure on an average, you get about 10% of the number of subscribers as views.
Yeah, and one of the things I talked about on one of my live streams is why so few people hit the like button. Usually on a video, only about 10% of your views are likes, and it's like I don't understand why people just don't seem to hit the like button.
I hit the like button on every video I watch.
I do too, and I never hit a dislike button either. I figure if I don't like it, I'll just click off it. But I do. Yep. That's the first thing I do when I click on the videos, hit the like button.
I hit it before the video. I mean, right as it starts, I hit the like video or the like button, because the channels, if I'm going to take the time to watch a video, then I want them to know that I appreciate them posting a video.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
because so much work goes into posting a video, especially when they, if you watch, and I mentioned this before, he was a huge inspiration when I started. When you watch a video that someone like Hi-Ho puts up, you can tell there's a lot of work that goes into.
Oh, yeah, he's got great videos.
Those videos, there is a ton of work that goes into those videos, and it's the least I can do is hit a like. And so, that's the least I can do to help a friend out, and I consider everybody in the community a friend. I don't think I've ever gotten, and I may be wrong. I may not know it, but I've tried very hard not to get involved in any of the squabbles or quarrels, or I try to just, be who I am and post videos for why I want to post them, which is just sharing, sharing with people who are interested in what I'm interested in. And if they're not interested in it, that's cool. They've got their interest. But I wanted to show this one piece real quick.
Okay.
All the constitutional silver I have back here, this is actually a constitutional pour.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody sent me, one of my subscribers who makes coin rings, sent me scraps, and I poured this 3.5 ounce round, if you will, and that is 90%. That's poured from American 90% constitutional silver.
Wow.
And cool. I said earlier, I've never kept anything I poured. That's not true. This is the one piece that I've never even considered selling. I haven't even stamped it. It just sits on my bench, and it reminds me that I enjoy what I do.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Awesome having that. That's pretty cool.
All right, Mr. S&P, you ready for another GAW?
Yeah, let's do another one. Hold on, let me, I got the questions. Hold on one second. All right, so.
And what's this for?
This is for there's 3 copper rounds. Unfortunately, Provident has been back ordered for the last 3 weeks because I ordered something for another YouTuber, and they won't ship it without all of it being there. So unfortunately, I don't have it yet. But when I do, I will send them out to you. So let's do really quick. Let's do thinking of a number 1 through 35. 1 through 35.
Can you send me over what your number is?
Yeah, I can't see you in the Hangouts, but I'll message you. I just messaged you talking.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I just saw it. Hold on. I can't keep up with the chat. Just I can't stop it from moving. Someone just, I think, said it.
Crystal Ward.
Yeah. Yep.
Crystal Ward.
Yep. Crystal said it. Yep.
Congratulations, Crystal. You just won yourself a 1 ounce copper snowman.
Perfect for Christmas.
Yep. Unfortunately, you won't have it till after, but at least it's something, you know. All right, so let's do another go. This time, Talking Bullion, you pick the question. Actually, Zeke, how about you ask a question, and then message it to me. And,
could have prepared them for it.
Surprise! You know what, we can do the next one after this one. But Talking Bullion, do you have one you want to ask?
No, but I could think of one if you give me a minute.
All right. I was like, because I just deleted my questions.
Oh.
That's funny. Hey, Mr. Zeke, why don't you ask a question?
All right, I got a question. You ready?
Go ahead.
How much silver is in a peace dollar?
Ooh.
Go.
Oh, nice call.
See, I didn't delete your questions, Mr. S&P.
Oh, thank you.
Is in this coin.
Oh, come on, chat.
My computer's acting up, so you're gonna have to figure out TB because I can't. The chat's not working right for me.
I don't see any scrolling on the chat either.
Yeah, did people hear me?
Yeah, they're posting on the side.
Sorry.
Oh, you scrolled up.
Hang on a second. I got to get back to it. It is.
Hey, Karis Ravenhill.
Let me see.
Hold on. My computer's acting up.
Monkey Swag, who is the authority on coins, said Kendall wins it. So,
all right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Up there, Kendall must have posted the correct answer.
Yep.
No, I'm not sure that's right.
Wait, hold on. Kendall. Hold on.
That's how much is in junk silver, but I think the peace dollar is a little different.
Yeah, peace dollars actually are a little heavier in silver.
Yeah. So, all right. So let me go back and see. I think that
my chat's not working. I can't see.
NATV. Let me just make sure there's nobody before that. Yeah, NATV's got it.
Wow, and he won last week too.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, we're not more organized on this.
NATV, congratulations.
Yeah, it's 7734. 77344.
Last week, he won last week too. I'm on.
So that was for a copper round, a Christmas copper round.
Yep.
Nice.
Zeke, did you think of anything, or Talking Bullion? If he doesn't, you still have the questions. So.
Yep.
Oh, I get to ask a question?
So you have one more giveaway. Is that right?
Yep.
And NATV needs to make sure that he sends an email to Stacking and Prepping so he knows where to.
I have his information.
Oh, you have it?
Last week or the week before, yeah. So, yep.
Oh.
Awesome. He's one of those multiple winners.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
All right. So here's the question. What was the mintage number of the first small cent the U.S. produced?
Oh, my God.
Those are the kind of questions we need to be asking.
Yeah, that's Google right now, guys.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love it because I have two of the years. They only minted this particular coin 3 years.
So the U.S. small cent.
The first U.S. small cent they made, and they only minted them 3 years. And the first year, I have the second and third year, but I could never afford the first year.
Have any? Okay.
TJ Coins. TJ Coins just got it.
Yep, 2000.
Oh, only 2,000. Wow.
It was the Flying Eagle cent.
You know how much that thing is worth, probably?
Yeah, I do, because I can never afford one. I have the second 2 years, but I could never afford that first year. And they didn't release them for circulation. They gave them out to senators and very important people to see what they thought about them. And so they're extremely rare.
So what would one approximately cost right now?
I haven't seen one up for sale.
Oh, really? Wow.
No, they minted the Flying Eagle cent, and it's hands down my favorite of our cents. The Flying Eagle cent. Let me see what year they were. 1860, I think. 5, 6, and 7. No, not 5, 6, and 7. And the red book, there's literally, they only made them 1856, 1857, and 1858. And in 1856, they minted 2,000 of them. And in G4 condition, the book says $7,000.
Wow.
And so, and this is, I'm just going by the red book, the official red book. So, Monkey Swag, I don't know where Coin Facts gets their facts from, but I'm going by the red book. And it shows 1857, they minted 17 million. And in 1858, they minted 24 million plus change. So, yeah, TJ Coins is right there with me. G4 conditions, $7,000 for that 1856 small Flying Eagle cent. It's a beautiful, beautiful coin if you've never seen one. We should have just stuck with that. It's a cool coin.
That's awesome. I can't believe only 2,000. They give them to senators. That's crazy.
Well, they gave them out to bankers and senators. It was kind of like a test, because prior to that, all the cents were large cents. And so, they shrunk the size of the coin, and they didn't know how people were going to respond. So they minted 2,000, and they passed them out to see, how people would react. And ever since then, we've had the small cent rather than the large cent. So anyway, that's my question.
All right. Well, very good one.
Excellent.
We're going to be paying you some consulting fees to write some questions for us.
I was going to say, I know who to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Zeke, would you like to give out your email address? I know you typed it quite a while ago in the chat, but for anybody who might want to contact you, get something forward. And we talked earlier about whether or not any of those Christmas bars are still available. You said those are all sold at this point?
They're all sold. I've actually given thought to pouring a few more, just because.
I need another one, because Miss S&P is wanting one now.
Yeah, I'd be interested in one too, Mr. Zeke. If you want to pour a couple, let us know. We'll make sure you don't get stuck with them until next Christmas.
I'll just here's what I'll do. I posted my email address in the side chat. If anybody's interested in one of them, and I will take them by pour. I'll do what pourers refer to as pour by request.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. Stacking and Prepping, can you post your email address for Crystal? She's wanting to know who to send her address to.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Did you put the Christmas bar up on the big screen?
I had made a video of it the other day. I don't know how to do that stuff when I'm in the chat. I haven't figured out how to really do any of that yet.
Yeah, he did post a video of it though on his channel.
I shot it out. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I watched the video. I even gave it a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Go.
I love
Awesome.
I love
I comment.
do. At least it's not thumbs down.
Right.
So I don't know. At this point it's already 10:30. Is anyone interested in doing my prepping thing? If you're interested, press 1. If not,
we can save it for next time.
It's no big deal. If people don't want to hear my spiel, that's fine.
I unfortunately have some chores I got to do.
All right, cool.
So I thank you guys very much for having me on. I consider it a huge honor. I'm just a guy in his garage that likes to play with metal, and so
Mr. Zeke, we really appreciate you coming on. It was great. You were awesome guest. Gave us tons of great information.
Yeah, we definitely would probably like to have you back in the future because to talk about the roles again because there's still probably more information I could have asked you, but we didn't want to hound you for the whole time. But I think that was really good.
Yeah. Absolutely, I'd love to come back on, and I'll try to have some hand pours done so that people can see some hand pours if they want.
Cool, that'd be great.
Awesome. Hey, don't forget the wife over here wants one of those hearts.
Yes.
So reach out to me through Messenger and we can talk about it.
That sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Zeke, for taking time. You're a big YouTuber, so we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. It was an honor.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
It was wonderful meeting everybody, and I look forward to doing it again.
All right, take care. Merry Christmas to you.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you and everybody who's watching.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care.
so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Tom. Bonnie, what do you want to call it a thing and just do it next week?
Well, you had a few people say that they were interested, so
I'll do it. My chat's not working right, so that's why I'm not seeing things. So I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us what you wanted to talk about. That'll be cool.
First of all, I want to do a disclaimer. What I'm about to say is true, but if you do get sick from it, you can't come after me. It's just what I'm going to be talking about is kind of the reason why I'm saying that is just because it's a pretty interesting topic. I went through and I've been doing a lot of information now because we started prepping and about canned goods, how long they can last. Do they last past the sell-by date? And there's 10 different foods that they say will last 3 years up to the sale date, but then it will last 4 or 5 years after. But the thing is the condition of the can. So if your can starts to bow because of the salt content, that means don't eat it. Or if you open it, it doesn't smell right. But a lot of these things I'm going to tell you will last 3 to 5 to 6, 7 years after the date. So the first one is, which I don't know if anyone here will eat. I've tried it. I do not like it. It's Spam. Yeah. It's not too bad if you cook it and slice it up and put it on the skillet. What do you think, Talking Bee?
Yeah, I don't know that I've had Spam in 40 or 50 years, so
yeah,
I mean, I'd eat it if I had to, though. I'll tell you that much. The
other thing is too, this is so gross. The chunky chicken breast in a can. That one says it can go up to 5 years after. I don't know. I don't know how that would taste. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
maybe not so chunky anymore.
Yeah,
a little more liquid.
Yep. And then beef stew.
Oh yeah, that's not real beef.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. But I guess when you're hungry, I guess you'll like it. But it's got potatoes in it and carrots and thick sauce. I don't know. Roast beef and broth. Now, these things I'm reading are actually the top items that Survivalist is saying to keep in your pantry. Some of the stuff I don't even think I'd want to even put near my mouth, but I guess if you're stocking it to have something that lasts long term, I guess, for a good rotation, then it's worth it. Hormel chili with beans. Any of this stuff appetizing to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was pretty hungry, I think I'd eat some chili.
Sure.
This one's not too tastes better than tree bark.
That's true. Full push is right about that.
That is funny. This one's not so bad. I don't mind this one. Canned tuna in oil. As long as it's in oil, it can last up to 6 years past the expiration date.
It's not the same as with water because we usually get
it says only in. It says has to be in oil to have the longer lifespan.
Skizzo Silver is asking about ramen noodles. Those probably last a long time.
Too. And I will give you some advice. If you keep them in the packages, it's not going to last. What I recommend doing is getting a food bucket with Mylar bags. And what you do is you line the food bucket. And then what you do is you poke a hole in each ramen noodle packet. You pack it in real tight and you throw 2,000 oxygen sensors inside there. It will suck that air up and it will make those noodles last up to 30 years. True statement. So that's the one thing that we're going to talk about one week is using Mylar bags and food buckets to, make food last sometimes up to 30 years. So that's something that will be coming up, and also there'll be some videos on it. So
awesome.
But I love Mylar bags. I'm telling you, you can go to the stores, buy huge bags, make a 5-gallon bucket, and be done with that. The other one is baked beans.
Okay.
I'm not a baked bean person. Green beans. They say you can't do it with corn, which is weird, but they said the green beans has something in it that will allow it to stay longer. Corn. And then diced tomatoes. Those are the longest things that will last past the expiry between 3 to 5 years. Now, if it starts to bow or any part of the can starts to look weird, say if you have pasta sauce, it starts doing weird stuff, those cans need to be disposed of. Don't even take a chance on the contents in there because you will get sick. It's not worth putting yourself at risk or family for food that would make you sick. So there's always a risk when you keep stuff past the expiration date. I just want to make that clear. But, it is possible to do that. But Mylar bags can be used to extend life. We actually just bought tons of macaroni, and I emptied them out of the boxes into a Mylar bag, sucked the air out, and bam, those will last forever. Full Pushman, I have 62 cans of SpaghettiOs.
No.
To toss. They are bad.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why didn't you eat them?
Yeah, SpaghettiOs, when they come in the house, they're gone within the day.
I haven't eaten SpaghettiOs in 30 years.
I dip my Doritos in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Miss S&P is like, that's disgusting. What the hell? Why are you dumping that in there? I do that in Ruffle chips. There's nothing wrong with that.
Separately, but together.
So, but that's all I have. Did anyone have any questions about any of the prepping stuff, or before we go?
Yeah, no, that was great, Mr. S&P. We appreciate you giving that information. That's really good information. But it is getting late, and so unless anybody has anything else for us, we should go ahead and let people go. And just want to make sure we tell everybody just how much we appreciate them.
Yes, thank you.
Tuning in, and 18 are still watching, which we really appreciate. And thank you for joining us. This was a really good discussion tonight. Mr. Zeke was awesome, and I'm glad I got some monetizing information out there. I was glad to hear you guys' opinion, points of view on that, and that the prepping stuff's good too, Mr. and Mrs. S&P. That was good. That was good information.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and it was an awesome stream. And thank you for getting through an hour and 40 minutes with Mr. TV and us. So
thank you very much.
Thank you. This was definitely. I thought after an hour we might have lost people, but we actually held on pretty strong. So thank you everyone for your support and doing this with us. So thank you.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. We're going to be back on. Our next session is going to be January 7th.
And we have
back on Mondays.
And we're going to have the stacking nerd with us and the husband. So that's great. Yeah,
Stacking Nerd and Mr. Stacking Nerd has agreed to make an appearance and chat with us. So we're going to see how that goes. We're really, really looking forward to that. And then we've already got our guest book for the following week, somebody that'll be absolutely awesome as well. I don't know if you're prepared to make that announcement or not, but.
Yep, it's Seduced by Silver.
Yep, Seduced by Silver is going to be joining us on the 14th of January. Really, really looking forward to that as well, because she's a stacker / prepper as well. She's going to have some really good information for us, I'm sure. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna be, both of them are gonna be amazing shows. So
yeah, they really are. Really looking forward to 2019. Got a lot lined up, and it's gonna be a great year for everybody.
awesome. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a Happy New Year, and stay safe and warm.
All right, take care, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.